The man never expected that secretly play the deputy captain to help him strengthen himself. She actually wanted to have a duel with him that hit hard every punch, but what amazed him was that during the fight, the boxing techniques displayed by Bok Jing had fought the Four Limbs Palace in exactly the same way, and this was what Bok truly wanted to give him. But just as the two were about to leave, the male lead noticed a figure in the distance, staring at her. It turned out that not long ago, the male lead learns from the defense team that Sichuan has successfully adapted to number 6. And all of this is thanks to Yichun's divine assistance. Originally, Liberation S combat power was only about 20%, yet he can explode at over 40% at critical moments after a series of shots. This also revealed the core of the main beast's success. Seikawa, who had been lying in wait for a long time, took the opportunity to give it to the other party. At this point, the campaign was completely over. Shikawa also became the adapter for weapon number 6. It was clear that Sakawa would have to fight number 9 in the future, and the male lead was still a bit worried. Chikaru immediately threw a heavy punch as soon as he saw it. Clearly, the male lead underestimated them again. What should be done now is not to worry about others' safety. Instead, think about what you should do next. This sentence instantly enlightened me. The male lead Sichuan has already gained recognition through his own strength. As for himself, perhaps what everyone needs isn't Kafka. Instead, the transformed monster number 8 was just when the protagonist was feeling a bit lost. A familiar voice suddenly came from ahead. Before he could react, Bulk charged at him like lightning. Caught off guard, the male lead fell straight to the ground, and this was Bulk's punishment for hiding his identity before. Just like a male lead never found a chance to apologize, Bulk actually had something to hide in his heart. He had been holding it in for a long time. He was grateful to Kafka for saving the 3rd unit. This statement was not directed at monster number 8, but Kafka, who disregarded his own safety and chose to transform. He also knew that if he kept transforming, then the male lead might not be able to turn back into a human. So he took on the task of eliminating number 9 himself. However, but the male lead is unwilling to give up. He also really wanted to earn everyone's recognition through his own strength, but his strength alone could not protect anyone. Therefore, even if it means risking irreparable consequences, he will transform into the number 8 and stand up for the challenge. Bulk Knight guessed that the male lead wouldn't give up, so he was taken to a place called Shen's Strategy. First, it briefly introduces the history of the fame and fortune monster. He then prepared to personally teach him combat skills. Although winning or losing is already a done deal, but the male lead still wants to turn all the training he has had done during this time into martial arts, and the growth brought by battle, fully displayed. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't do anything to Bulk.
You really are true.
It turns out that as long as you carefully observe your body and movements, Bulk knew the male lead was working out every day. But that alone wasn't enough, because number 8's super regenerated body had already made the male lead somewhat dependent. As soon as he finished speaking, Bulk suddenly switched his hand to attack, delivering such a domineering and swift punch. It inevitably reminds the male lead of the fear of being beaten up by the Limb Palace before. And this was perfected by the chief captain, a hand-to-hand combat technique based on monster hunting. As the decisive battle approaches, Bulk needs him to focus on learning this trick. And since transformation is unavoidable, then let's finish it as quickly as possible. As for Bulk, this successfully helped the male lead find his direction. However, just as the two were about to leave, that is all for the latest episode of Monster Number 8. Memories and the humanities still dominate most of the plot. For smoothness explanations, the main package does not cover everything. Someone who came out interested in the role of Zikuru's mother, viewers can check out the original film, which is titled Fate. Whether it was Kafka, struggling with self-identity, or make up your mind to surpass all the 7 paths of the others, or try on fitting clothes that pass the fitting test, everyone has unavoidable fateful bonds and friendships. Maybe it is cliched, but it is not about temperature. Just like Yichun helping Sichuan rediscover himself, who not only personally helped with the training, but also encouraged him to overcome difficulties. He provides concrete solutions. He makes the male lead confront his own contradictions and to escape confusion. Although everyone lost their limb skill commanders, but new seeds have already taken root and sprouted without us noticing.